Hello, today I would like to present you my recent purchase from Hytera. It is commercial grade PMR446 radio working in a DMR tier 1 and also in analog. The model number is BP515LF, that LF stands for license free, and they also got the same looking version that is not LF, and it's being used on commercial frequency, so you can use it as amateur radio or into all business applications. The LF is just a software limited and also hardware limited, so it's not going to have removable antenna to comply with the PMR446 norm. And we are going to take a look what we've got in that box. Let's start our unboxing. The first thing looks like user manual, so we are not going to need it. Then we've got our radio that looks absolutely beautiful, but just give it a moment. Let's take a look what else that we've got. Our battery. And this is how it's presented. The model number is BL1507, made by Hytera, 10 Wh. This is how it presents, just in case you would be looking for replacement. It is a very slim. This is how it presents. Let's take a look what else do we've got. We've got a belt clip that is going to be attached onto battery. We've got the UK adapter. We've got a charging station. I'm really interested, is it going to fit the older radio? Because Motorola like to change it all the time. We've got that thing that you put around your wrist. Yeah, I never use it. Then we've got the power supply. That looks very standard, but let me show you the voltage rating, just in case you would need to figure out replacement. It is a 12 volt, 1 amp. Absolutely beautiful that they even give you a polarity. Absolutely great, I enjoyed it very much. And it looks like that's all, so let me clean up. Let's take a look at the radio itself. On the back we've got the model number and all the information. We've got the revision, we've got the metal chassis, we've got a seal around the battery contacts. So absolutely beautiful build quality. Let's attach the battery. So we go like this and it nicely clicked in place. And it presents absolutely beautiful. The click is very nice. You can feel it even with a glove. I love it where you've got a positive feedback on the PTT. The BP515LF should be replacement for the PD505LF. And this is how they look next to each other. I would say they both looks great, but I'm leaning toward the new one, and we are going to see what kind of great feature does it get. So yeah, they both present really nice. Let's take a look what make this radio as good as commercial public safety radios. The older series and most of radios that are directed to civilian market, they are using speaker mic, shoulder mic, accessory attachment in form of those plugs that you are going to slide in. And this is absolutely the most terrible connector you can get on equipment like this. That one is a high quality because you've got a screw, and that is going to limit any force that go toward the PCB, but it is a terrible connector, and I'm going to explain you why, and you are going to find it also on Motorola's that go into civilian market. Absolutely terrible connector. Here you do not have even that screw. And trust me, I'm working with those radios and I do not use shoulder mic on them. And that's because where you are in field and you are going to be plugging and unplugging your speaker mic, on the end you are going to get a dirt and you are going to get a water, and when you are going to be plugging it in, it will stay inside, and at some point in time when you unplug it, you are going to cover, then you are going to get moisture inside and it will break your radio, and the end result is that the speaker mic will stop working if you do not have the external one, because when you are sliding it in, it's touching a special pin that is disconnecting the speaker. And do not ask me how I know it for a fact, because I've got couple radios with that problem. If you've got some dirt and you are connecting it in, out, at some point in time it will break. So it is absolutely the most terrible connector you can get, and that's the only reason why it's avoided on a commercial grade equipment. So what you are going to find on professional one, of course, a side multi-pin connector. It put zero stress on the built-in PCB. It do not allow any dirt, any water to ingress inside, because it's totally separated and it's on the external shield. And inside there is a tiny flex that is connecting to the main board, and you can basically swap out the whole body and everything will be fine. So this is what you are going to find on commercial series. This is not something new. The Motorola were using that on extremely old radios. It just go into professional series. And the absolutely most beautiful thing they go with the new series is just take a look what they mounted. Here you've got a close-up, new, absolutely beautiful connector that is going to prevent any stress on the PCB, any water and dirt ingress, and the old bad one. So as you can see, this is the absolutely beautiful improvement. It will go for your audio accessory and also for programming. Absolutely beautiful. You can leave it uncovered, and I've got absolutely no problem in doing that on the public safety commercial radios, and there is nothing wrong with that. Absolutely beautiful. Just take a look how beautiful it presents in hand. It's just fit very well. It's, I would say, slim model, but at the same time it do not feel like a toy. Hytera is very well known for using a good plastic that do not crack. If you drop your radio, then you are going to find like a dent, but it's not going to be chipping off. And there is one thing that you need to understand. The only reason why you are not going to see me using Hytera on the commercial frequencies that we are allocated is relation with the Chinese government. Absolutely nothing related to quality. So for the PMR446 radios, that was my go-to, and I've got a set of multiple ones. Just take a look, and they work absolutely great, and they provide a basic encryption, I believe something around 40 bits, so it's not enough to be protecting you from like government agency, but it's going to be more than enough to protect you from eavesdropping with a regular scanner. So they are good for basic encryption comms. As you can see on both of those radios, we do not have any screen, and this is absolutely what you want from radios that are going to be used for like a more commercial environment. You don't want give to people radio that they can reprogram themselves, that they can go into menu and change some settings, change CTCS. You want to be able to give out radio like this to, for example, on some sort event, to first responders, to volunteer firefighters, into medical team, to security. Let me present you how I've got this radio program for that kind of event. So if someone change the channel on top, they turn on this radio. Let me show you. Can you hear that? It's make a buzzing sound, and that's because we've got only one channel that is programmed. And if we go to the correct channel, it stops making that noise. You cannot make any mistake. The only adjustment is your volume knob and the channel number. If you go to the wrong one, then you are going to get that sound, and most likely you are going correct yourself. So this is a plus. This is a plus if you need to handle this radio to someone and they will never make any mistake. No screen, no programming, no controls is a plus. Something that I love on the new series is lack of the volume adjustment knob, and this is a big plus because you are not going to accidentally lower volume of your radio, and that's happen often when you are using it at winter time and you've got your jacket, you are removing it, you are sitting in car, you can just turn it into minimal volume and you are never going to notice it. Here you will not do that accident. If I will program just a one channel, then if you are going to switch it, then you are going to instantly know that you make mistake, and the volume adjustment is being done by use of that button. So let me power it on, and for that we've got this switch that is absolutely impossible to press and hold by accident.
9.
As you were able to hear, we've got the voice prompt.
7, 6, 5, 1.
And let's try the volume adjustment. We've got the volume up, volume down. We are at the maximum. And it go into absolutely nothing, so that's great. Here we've got additional button, and most likely you can program that from CPS to support long and short presses, and you can program whatever you need. So for example, you can change your zone, and then you can multiply your channel numbers, your channel frequency, CTCS, DCTS combination. The antenna looks absolutely beautiful. Of course, it's non-removable. I would say it's quite similar to the Motorola. Let's take a look at the power options. So first of all is our beautiful drop-in charger. And here we can grab my power bank, we can connect it, we can turn on our AC, and we can drop our radio for recharging. And as you can see, everything is working fine. This is something that I hate about modern drop-in chargers. They are not heavy enough to allow you remove a radio just with a one hand. I absolutely hate it because you can have it like far away on your desk and just pull it like that. Here you cannot, you have to velcro it down or glue. But yeah, this is the modern world. Drop-in charger was a boring part, but now let me show you something absolutely beautiful. And here I hide that from you. We've got a USB-C charging port. Just take a look. It's absolutely beautifully hidden. We've got a gasket around, and it is just a regular USB-C. So does it design to replace that? Absolutely not. But I'm sure you remember my video where I was purchasing second drop-in charger for my Motorola Ion just because sometime I was staying at different location more than one day and my radio was discharging and I need to charge it up. So I purchased drop-in charger that cost half of that radio just because I need to recharge it like 5 times in a year. So that was absolutely terrible expense for me. But here you've got a USB-C. So if you are in that situation, you are in a different location, you just grab your regular USB-C cable, you attach it to any power bank, then your regular USB-C cable go into that port and your radio is recharging, and that's all. You do not have to spend any additional money to have way of emergency recharge it at different location, or maybe in field while hiking. You most likely have got a USB-C cable, you most likely carry a power bank, and you are good to go. So this is absolutely beautiful way. I would love to see that on the Motorola Ion as just a backup way of recharging. And as you can see, it didn't cost them a lot of money. They implemented it on that unit. Now you have to ask yourself, is this radio great for your use case? And I'm pretty sure for many situations the answer is going to be no. That radio like this, that is extremely easy to reprogram, to change the CTCS tone, to change the channels, that you've got a fixed frequency on the channel 1 and it's going to be channel 1 on any radio, is much easier and much beneficial for you. So if you go for a hike and you would like to make a contacts, then I believe this radio is going to be better. But if you are working in a commercial environment, if you need to rent this radio, if you need to give out radio to someone, then every drawback that you've got with this radio, that you need a special cable, that you need to have CPS to reprogram it, make it great, because people are not going to play it with it. People are not going to mess up with your settings, and you are not going to be end up with situation that someone changed the tone, someone changed the channel, and now your radios are not talking to each other. So this is commercial radio for a totally different application. And yeah, absolutely beautiful. Here I've got these two radios programmed in the analog mode so they can speak to each other. I highly recommend you checking my other videos about it because it is a great radio. And let's take a look how they sound in analog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how sound the BP515LF on receiving end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 radio check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is how sound the Hytera BP515LF at the transmission side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 radio check. So this radio, I'm pretty sure it's going to serve me really well for the purpose that I need. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you find it interesting. See you next time and bye bye.